Hello and welcome back to Inside Out. My name is Kim Tree Slaughter and I am a board certified psychotherapist. I make personal growth and educational videos to help activate you so that you can change your beliefs and actions in order to receive real results from the inside out. Before we jump into today's video, please like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Today, we are talking about the power of a growth environment. How to create a growth environment. If you're ready to create a growth environment, I'm ready. I know I'm ready. All right, let's jump right into it. So we know that building relationships and connections are very important. It's a very important part of our life, but also we must be able to choose good friends. We must be able to sit back and say to ourselves, is this person good for me? Is this environment, this work environment good for me? We have to be able to analyze these things and get away from our emotions sometimes because we get so caught up in our emotions, we don't want to let environments go. And we work so hard to create our healthy environments or our environments of growth, but it's so easy to lose those environments depending on who we allow, who and what we allow in those environments. Here are a couple of questions that I want you to ask yourself. Do you surround yourself with people that make you better? I'll wait. Do you know how to let people go when the relationship has come to the end of the road? Although we go to the end of the road. Sometimes we gotta sing that song and be like, you know what? It was good. We had a great time. I appreciate the time that we had together. But sometimes you just gotta let people go because you all are going in different directions. And if you are at a space in your life where you need to go in a different direction, by holding on to each other, you're hindering each other. Is your everyday environment conducive to your overall growth? What's going on in your everyday environment that's helping you to get better? That's depositing growth into your life and not costing you. The first thing I want you all to understand is that connection is vital to our survival, period. We have to be in relationships with people. Some people like, to have a bunch of friends, like extroverts, and then like myself, I am an introvert. I don't really need a whole lot of friends, but that doesn't mean I don't need people. And being an introvert doesn't even mean I don't need a whole lot of friends. It just means that being around a lot of people drains me. I don't get my energy from being around a lot of people. I actually lose energy from being around a lot of people, and I need time to recuperate, right? I need time to regenerate. Even though I am an introvert, that does not mean I don't need people. People say that all the time. Well, I'm an extrovert. I need people. I need to be around people. Or some people say, well, I'm an introvert and I don't need people. We all need people. We need connection. We need connection like we need to breathe. And that's why so many people have suffered mentally because of this pandemic, because we were not able to connect with people like we needed to. And sometimes we don't know how good we have it until we don't have it, until we're not able to hug people, until we're not able to just go to our friend's house, or we're not able to just go out to eat and have fun with friends and family or travel, right? Because of the pandemic. So we do need connection, but we also need to make sure that we have a healthy environment. We have two environments that we have to be sure that is healthy. And we have to be sure that if it's not healthy, then we have to create that in those environments of growth. The first environment is our physical or external environment. And our second environment is our mental environment. So our physical and external environment deals with people and relationships. Our internal or mental environment is where our thoughts and habits lie and are created. How do we create environments of growth? One, self-awareness. You have to first recognize that there is a need for growth. When you start getting comfortable, you have the job, you're comfortable, you can do the job, with your hands tied behind your back. and you're comfortable, and you know you're comfortable, and you know it's time to leave, but you don't want to be uncomfortable, so you stay, and then you begin to complain about the situation you're in, but you won't do anything about it. If you are the smartest person in your class, then you are in the wrong class. We should always surround ourselves with people who are headed or are in the space that we want to be in, people that we can learn from. Now, that doesn't mean that if you can't learn from somebody that you kick them to the curb. It doesn't mean that, but you do want to make sure you're surrounding yourself with people who challenge you mentally. If you get with your friends and every single time you're with your friends and all y'all talking about is the housewives and the basketball wives and whatever type of wives, but you're never talking about personal growth, you're never talking about goals, you're never talking about your future, then you need a new class. Yeah, I said it. You need a new class. Focus on spending time with people who want you to grow and who want to grow themselves, who want to reach their highest ability, but also want you to reach your highest ability, and they don't make excuses, and they don't allow you to make excuses. Robin Sharma, he is the author of The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. That's a New York Times bestseller. It's a really good book. He says, excuses are the lies sold to us by fear. People who are afraid of greatness will be sure to remind you of all the reasons why you can't do something. And so you have to create an environment or surround yourself with people who are not afraid of greatness. And guess what? Even if they are afraid of greatness, that's not going to stop them from being great. They move with the fear. They embrace the fear. They make friends with the fear, and they challenge you to do the same. When it comes to the mental environment, one of the things that you must have is a fueling station. When you think about different things, activities that fuels you. So for me, I love to read. I get energy from reading. I get energy from holding a book in my hand. I love to create. I love art. I love to paint. I love to draw. Now, I can't draw, but I do love to draw. It makes me feel good. I love writing. Writing fuels me. Reading about leadership and personal growth and things like that. Those things have become a part of my fueling stations. For you, it may be singing, it may be dancing, it may be, calling a friend and getting a good word, it may be reading your Bible, it may be praying, it may be meditating. Whatever those fueling stations are, you want to make sure that they are specific to you and that you are getting energy from those things. And even if you're like feeling down or sad, you don't just sit in those feelings, you go to one of your fueling stations to help you come out of that space. Lean into your strengths and not your weaknesses. A lot of times I hear people say, well, I need to work on this weakness. I need to work on this weakness. You're going to waste so much time working on a weakness when you have strengths that you should be cultivating to make you better so that you can add value to yourself and to the world. What are you good at? What comes natural to you? Cultivate those things, build those things up, become competent in those things. Because when you become competent, you also become confident. Understand that you are magical and powerful beyond measure. Once you know this, you'll have no need to impress others. As kids, a lot of times, we got our identity from our environment, from what we saw, from what we experienced, or what we heard in our environment. As adults, we have a little bit more control of who's in our environment or what's in our environment. And so if it's not adding value to you, if it's not making you better or thinking about becoming better, then it's not something you want in your environment. If it's people who always reminding you, oh, you can't do this, oh, you can't do that, or why you doing this, or why you trying to do that, or then those are people you do not want nor need in your environment. We have to get away from caring too much about what people think about us. Because if a person does not think highly of themselves, how in the world can they think highly of you? Last but not least, embrace change. I know we don't like it. I know it's uncomfortable, but we want to make the unfamiliar familiar. Because once we make the unfamiliar familiar, then we can become comfortable with it. Change is the foundation of growth. It is the foundation of growth. So make sure that we have people who support us and who make us better, and understand that everyone that's in your circle is not necessarily in your corner. It is up to you. It is up to you to assess your circle to make sure that those people are in your corner as well. In order to grow, we must be willing to embrace change. Change equals growth, and it is impossible to grow without change. It is time to change your beliefs and actions so that you can receive real results from the inside out. Go and create your environment of growth. First, assess where you need to grow. Assess your friendship group. Assess your fueling stations. And then make small little changes. Make small little changes, because small changes make a world of difference. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. And if it was, please share.